My experience with depression, I kind of didn't admit that I had depression at first. I felt stuck in what we were doing. Like, I had made these decisions before. I was during while I was pregnant with her, and I thought that that's what I needed to do. I thought, I'm going to go back to work, and once I had her, I didn't want to leave her. But I felt stuck in my decision, so I was in a really bad place for a while, and I was ashamed. I felt like a bad mom. I felt like a bad, employee, a bad wife, bad sister. I just wanted to go home and hold her. That's all I wanted to do. When I was pregnant, I was very happy to be pregnant. It was a kind of, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So when it did, we were very excited. During the pregnancy, I kind of just stayed in. I didn't really go out much. I played a lot of video games, just not wanting to really interact and be all, uppity. I'm not sure what word to use, but like at baby showers, how women are all happy and excited, and I just didn't feel that way, and it was hard. I kind of like forced it, and it was almost fake. When my home visitor initially did the Edinburgh, she told me that there was a program that I would qualify for because I may have some depression. When I was taking the test, I did it as truthfully as I could, and it made me realize then, even taking the test, that, man, I maybe do have something. And she told me about the program, and I was interested. I'm like, okay, here's my name and number and contact information, and go ahead and give it to them. But then I talked to my family about it, and they're like, oh, you don't need to do that. You don't need, people coming out to your house. You don't have depression. You just had a baby. You're fine. When Amy first started coming out, once I qualified, they told me, and she was great. Like, she helped me find ways how to think through things, and she got to know me first, asking me personal questions of, how I handle things, and she gave me a notebook to write things down, which really helps me. She helped me. I told her all my problems. She'd give me tons of options of like different things that I could do to solve the problem. On the first visit with Amy, we sat down and thought of goals, and most of my goals were about how do I spend more time with Lydia, because I'm driving like a maniac to and from work because I want to go see her, and I can't see her fast enough after work, and just how do I deal with not being with her. And basically, I had family issues that I wanted to solve. Like, I very recluse. I just didn't talk to anybody. So goals to interact with people, and how to focus on my job. And each visit we would go over each goal, and she talked about childcare options if I find something closer, or just some way for me to find the goal to spend more time with Lydia. And I finally came to the conclusion that I'm going to quit my job, which I wouldn't have ever thought, I don't think, if it wasn't for Amy saying there's options. There's the WIC program to help, and there's all these different ways that you can make it work. And I wouldn't have thought I could make it work if it wasn't for her telling me, like, there are options. I could have, chose a closer daycare, but that's what I decided to do, and I'm so glad I did, because that's the best. That was a huge turning point in my life for the depression, because once I stayed home with her, things just, slowly started to melt away. There's stuff that I'm still struggling with now, but that's just, I have goals and ways to overcome. I still have a list of things she wrote down that I look at when I'm stuck in a problem and I can't think through it. I look and say, how can I get through this? And I can always get through it. For other moms who may have depression, just know that you are definitely not alone. Don't be ashamed at all, because it's, your body goes through a lot when you have a baby, and you can't think through things after you have a baby. mommy brain. Your life's turned upside down, and don't let other people tell you you're fine. If you feel inside that you're not fine, then there's people who can help you, and just mainly don't be ashamed to get help. That's my advice for you. And who cares if your husband or any close friend says that therapy's stupid, you don't need it. If that's what you feel you need, then go through with it. And once you do it, you'll be glad you did because you'll find ways to think through things, and everybody has their opinions. So that's my... after finishing the program, I feel like a new person. I don't feel like how I used to, which is good. I feel like I'm moving forward and I feel better than I used to. I still struggle with things like, I'm nervous and I let things bother me for too long, but I have ways to work through those now. And without the program, I probably would still be miserable. And working, I probably wouldn't have stopped working. I feel like I would have missed out on a year of her life. And just without the program, I don't think I could have pulled through by myself. I needed help, and my family kept denying that I needed help. So I'm really glad that I went through this program because they gave me the help that I needed, and I'm so much more happier than I would have been than if I hadn't. So I'm so thankful for this program.
Oh.